Welcome to Crosstown Cardboard, episode 41, with my great friend Craig at New York City Sports Cards. He's a new, refreshed, rejuvenated man now that school is out. He's a high school teacher and a soccer coach from Long Island, but currently helping the youth and anyone else he comes in contact with in New York City. And then you have me at Carmine's Cards, on the streets, just Carmine. In South Carolina now, a sports and, well, actually, I was going to say sports and news, but it's just sports now. So, excited to start covering Clemson and the University of South Carolina football season right around the corner. But also right around the corner is the National, of course. And that is where we find the title of our episode, The National Wish List. Episode 41, unofficially brought to you by Dirk Nowitzki, the German wonder kid. So, Craig, we're going to talk about what we're wishing for National, kind of like a Christmas wish list, but the cards that we want to pick up at the National. And if you haven't listened to our past two episodes, all this month we've been talking about leading up to the big show, what we're looking to pick up, what our plan is, how much cash we want to bring, moves we made before the National to try to get ourselves set up in the best way possible. So before we get into that, Craig, how are you doing? How are you feeling now that school's out? And what's your mentality feeling like only a week away from the National?
Definitely not feeling rested with school being out. Summer is the time to grind. It's the time to do my side hustles, my extracurriculars, spend time on cards. So it's busy, but that's great. I certainly can't complain. This episode is titled The National Wish List. I would like to shout out Ray J for his song One Wish. Mid-2000s classic. One of my
that's a great song.
Yeah. I'll be okay if I get one. So a little music reference in there. And I would also like to shout out my favorite shop, Cards and Coffee. And in honor of them, in our Sunday morning recording, we are talking cards and drinking coffee. So but our wish list, right? So we've alluded a lot on here that I like to go to shows and don't really go in with a plan. Just kind of wander, see what you find. I think National's a little different. You can go into National with some cards in mind. So we're going to get into the what, the why, and the how. So what's the card we're looking to pick up? How do we plan to acquire it? And why? What's the significance of this card? So you want to start? You want to jump right into it?
Yeah. I always love how you break things down and when you get into teacher mode. So the first one that I'm looking to pick up, or actually it's a group, is the 0304 Ultimate Collection Ultimate Signatures set, which I have a few of that I've talked about on the podcast. And yeah, just trying to continue picking up that set. I'm if you're watching on the Crosstown Cardboard YouTube, I'm showing off a few. The Dwayne Wade rookie auto from that year, Michael Sweetney for the Knicks, who was also a rookie that year, Carmelo Anthony. And the Dwayne Wade's a PSA 10, Carmelo BGS 9. I got the Patrick Ewing out to grading at PSA right now, and a couple others. Darko Milicic, can't forget him. So just trying to see if I can pick up any more of that set because they are pretty rare. There's only one of Larry Bird and one of Magic Johnson up on eBay right now. So it's not numbered, but, with those older sets, you can kind of get a gauge on the pop report by how many are available. So that's something I'm looking forward to try to pick up. And that's the set that I'm working to complete or try to get close at National.
Very nice. I probably could have predicted that one. And I hope you do complete the set one day. And maybe we'll get you a nice custom frame job with all the cards together, like my Knicks piece.
Yeah, that thing is beautiful.
All right. So first thing I'm looking to pick up is a Justin Bieber autograph from either 2001 Panini Americana or 2012. They made the Justin Bieber specific Panini set that had the autograph and a little authentic piece of the item. One of those two. So preferably graded. Why? Justin Bieber is one of my favorite artists. And that card pops up on my feed, or one of the two cards. It's two different types. Every so often. And I do feel like it's kind of a card that's coveted. People look for. One, they only made Justin Bieber autographs in a couple years. And I still think he's one of the best artists of our generation. I've been a big fan, and it's something that would fit my collection. How? That would probably, because I don't have many pop culture cards, that's going to have to be something that I just buy straight up, straight cash. Unless, I don't know, maybe someone's willing to take like a Josh Allen Opticala rookie card, for example, in partial trade. But yes, I definitely hope to leave National with the Justin Bieber autograph in my collection.
That's great because, Justin Bieber has a lot of hits. He's one of the artists of our upbringing.
A lot of hits. Not a lot of cards, but a lot of hits.
That's great for trying to pick one up and making it hold its value too. So I really like that. Another one. By the way, I got it. Again, shout out Mikey's Cards. And this purchase that I got in the mail, the Exquisite Finalists is the subset, the dual autograph, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, on-card auto, numbered 20 out of 25. And I got it in the mail, which is always a little nerve-wracking. I don't know how much any of our listeners and viewers have moved around, but getting a card and moving into a new place and having this be your first piece of mail that you're getting that's a $3,000 card is a little worrisome. So I was glad that it came in safely. And I talked about that on the last episode of something that was on my wish list, but now I can take a sigh of relief because I already got something that, would have been like, wow, the National was a success because I got this, but I already got it. So now I'm a little bit more freed up, a little more loose, but I'm still looking for another exquisite. And that is the limited logos patch auto. I've always loved the limited logos set. I think my favorite type of card, just because it has everything on it, is a patch auto of an all-time great, because it has both things you want. It has the game used patch, on-card auto, combine that into one card, and then what's the best brand? Exquisite to me. You could argue, I guess, Flawless, National Treasures,
Not a debate.
No, I mean, but Exquisite pre-Panini.
Sure.
I think it's pretty much a consensus that Exquisite is the number one. So combine all those best of the best of the best, Exquisite limited logos with the big patch. And specifically, I'm looking for, of course, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, and also Dennis Rodman would be a potential too. You see him in the background here of my crosstown cardboard screen with.
You still have that card?
Kevin Durant. I do still have that card. Nice. I'm willing to trade it at the National or sell it.
Bring it.
And I'm bringing everything just to try to be as dynamic as possible with any moves. So that's something else that's pretty high on my wish list.
Love that. All right. So very, very high on my wish list, possibly number one, is either, this is really it's 1A, 1B, but 1A's takes priority. 2017 Topps Chrome.
Mm-hmm.
Lionel Messi, gold refractor, numbered out of 50, in a PSA 9, because the 10 is probably too far out of my price range. So that is the set where the entire background is the whole color. It just like bleeds on the card. It's beautiful. It's the first year of Topps Chrome Soccer. Obviously, it's Messi, and I like that it's Messi in his Barcelona kit. So beautiful looking card. I love gold refractors. It's limited enough out of 50, and it's the first year Topps Chrome Soccer. So that always holds a little special place in the hobby. As a good friend, Shy Wave Vlogs likes to say, those first year sets are great. I don't think that's a card I'm going to be able to buy outright. So how am I going to acquire it? It's going to have to be partial trade. So as you've been seeing on our last episodes, I am loaded with soccer trade bait that I'm going to bring. And in a perfect world, I could take my Erling Haaland red refractor and use that to mostly trade for the Messi gold. And I'm ready to add some little cash to it as well. But I think the 2017 Topps Chrome gold refractor Lionel Messi would be a perfect centerpiece of my soccer collection. Or maybe a 2015 flawless Lionel Messi on-card autograph. I'm not quite sure what they do if they're out of my price range, but if one of those two I can add to my collection, I would be thrilled. And those are like Messi grails for me.
And when we had Shay on and we were talking about his travels all around the world to pick up these super fractors and one of one Ronaldo and one of one Messi, and he went to Norway to pick up the Messi one. So if you haven't checked that out, definitely think about it. It was really fun interview.
Yep.
And he was talking about the rarity of the on-card auto in soccer versus the game-used patches. And so a flawless Messi seems like it would be really high up there. I mean, and low pop, like not that many, produced.
Correct. So I definitely couldn't afford one of the ones with the match worn like boot card in it, but just the autograph, I think they make some really nice vertical ones. I haven't done enough research, but an on-card autograph of Messi, maybe I'm setting my sights a little too high with flawless, but a nice on-card Messi autograph would be great. Although you do have to be careful because there were some years where his autographs were possibly not signed by him, but conversation for another day.
Okay, like the Dak Prescott auto pen.
Exactly.
Scandal.
Good reference.
So where do you stand? Because we've been talking about this for the past few episodes leading up to the National. Are you fully in yet on bringing your second year Erling Haaland PSA 10 numbered out of 10 that you bought for yourself for your 30th birthday? You're into for $850. The PSA 9 just sold for like $1,200. So now your PSA 10, we were talking about the value, being now 3, 4, 5,000. Where do you stand on bringing that? Are you fully in? Are you still kind of on the fence?
Oh, it's coming with me.
Oh,
yeah. Like I said, if there's any place you're going to make the big deals, it's going to be there. And yes, I know it's a sentimental card because of my birthday, but it's the National. You got to be ready for anything. So whether I get the right number I want to sell it to then buy something else or trade it into a card like the Messi, you got to be ready for anything. And that was a lot of the feedback I've gotten, at least for our last couple episodes, is people reinforcing what we're saying. Like, yeah, this is the National. Don't hold back. You don't want to regret like, maybe I should have brought this. I could have traded into that. Nah, like I'm not bringing everything, but that's one of them because it is my probably most expensive soccer card.
Yeah. Okay. That's exciting because I know that was, you're a big story guy of how did I get this card? Yeah. Where was I? Who'd I get it from? What's the whole backstory? What age was I when I got this? Did I pull it myself? Was I, ripping packs with my dad and got a Jim Brown autograph and that kind of thing? Well, I remember the stories, like the Ichiro that you got. Was that in Hawaii?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, so we've been referencing some of those reasons that you're not bringing everything, like you said, because it's not going to have the value to somebody else that it has to you. But with this Haaland, that value's high enough to where
I'm open to conversations.
Right. Okay, so this one's kind of obvious of the National wish list. It's on card New York Knicks autographs. And we talked about repping your city like maybe 15, 20 episodes ago. And I have 18 on-card Knicks autos of all different guys. Mark Jackson, John Starks, Patrick Ewing, Charles Oakley, Kenny Skywalker, Bernard King. I actually don't have a Carmelo Anthony, so that would be something that I'm also looking for. I have a Mike Bibby in a Knicks uniform. They all have to be in a Knicks uniform, though. That's the key. So trying to push that above 20 and just see how many different New York Knicks. Oh, Michael Sweetney, got him. So he's kind of in two different parks. He's in the Ultimate Signature set and an on-card Knicks auto. So that'll be fun. And they're cheap. You could get a bunch of Knicks autos like that for between $10 and $40 would probably be where almost all of them would fall. Walt Clyde Frazier. Actually, unpacking, I found a bobblehead of Walt Clyde Frazier. So that's going to be in my second bedroom in the man cave here. So
nice.
Yeah. So that's an easy one.
I think the only challenge for you is you might have to dig the value boxes for that.
Yeah.
Whereas a Justin Bieber autograph, you could only assume would be out in someone's showcases. A Mike Bibby, for example, Knicks on-card autograph might not get that showcase real estate. So you're going to have to do a little value box digging, I think, for those.
I believe you're correct.
Yeah. Okay. Here's my next one. I don't love modern day wax. I grew up opening boxes in the mid 2000s, but the modern day stuff doesn't do it for me. I would love, this isn't a single card, but I would absolutely love to rip a hobby box of 2005 Fleer Patchworks baseball. It was one of my favorite.
Okay.
I know it's very, very distinct, very specific. It was one of my favorite products to open as a kid. Every box came with 2 memorabilia cards and an autograph card. Autographs, you can get Miguel Cabrera, Justin Verlander rookies, Hank Aaron. Some of the patches were chunky, dual patches. So I'd love to find a hobby box of that. If I can't find that specifically, then just something around that time, whether it's baseball or basketball, just mid 2000s, the type of box that you could open, have fun, and you don't really know what's going to be in it. There's a lot of variety. And obviously, it's a hobby box. You're going to have to buy something outright, just cash purchase. However, I made a little pickup a few days ago where I actually purchased, I think for a good deal, 3 hobby packs, 2003, 2004 tops.
Oh.
Sealed. LeBron James, rookie year, obviously Carmelo, Wade, Bosch, Darko, 3 sealed tops hobby packs. And I don't know, maybe these could be used as trade bait towards my 2005 Fleer Patchworks baseball hobby box. And it would just bring back all the feels to be able to rip that and open it. I can't imagine it's more than $150. I could be totally wrong. I remember paying $50 a box back in the day. Obviously, that's not going to be the case. But if I could find that to open, that would make my national.
How many cards are in the tops 03, 04, and how much do you think each pack goes for?
So 10 cards per pack. I mean, there's tons of eBay sales around the 110, 120, 130 range.
Per pack?
Per pack, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I got these 3 packs for $200.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, so it felt like a good deal. And if I can't flip them or trade them, those are the kind of thing I'm just going to leave in the back of my closet and forget about for a decade.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's
cool.
That's
opening old wax. Opening old wax is definitely something I want to achieve at the National.
Okay. So this next one, a member of our wolf pack, Rob, at Sports Card Therapist, as we take a sip of coffee while we're talking about our cards. Actually, my coffee's empty. That's why I was able to.
Fake.
Sorry. I know. It's TV magic. But the next card I'm looking for is a 1980 Topps Bird, Dr. J, Magic Johnson, which is considered, Bird and Magic's rookie card, all signed. I need all 3 signatures on that card because the card itself is really high pop. It's actually surprising how many were printed and how many are in a PSA 8 and above. So I really want them all to be signed, not only to cut down on the pop report, but also because you got all 3 of these all-time great signatures on the same card. Rob has this card. So I haven't talked to him about it, but I'm putting it out on the airwaves that I would be interested in a possible trade or partial trade cash situation. And I have a card that he might like that I have showed him. This, if you're watching on the YouTube, Hulk Hogan Leaf Inscriptions. It says 12-time champ Hulk Hogan. And it's not the base version, which is not numbered. This one's numbered out of 5. And Hulk Hogan is right at the top of his PC pyramid, along with Mickey Mantle and now recently Eli Manning. So you were talking about the why, or you were talking about the how. The why I explained already. The how I already have in my mind of a potential trade and cash situation with Rob.
With Rob.
Yes, who's one of my roommates along with Ken at Sports Card Lessons. So this might be a, behind closed doors in the hotel room type of deal where I don't let that thing escape to possibly be purchased on the national floor since they're both setting up with showcases. So we'll see. But I just think that card would be so cool. And, man, that would be an awesome one to get.
So the 1980 Topps Magic Bird Dr. J triple on-card autograph. Yeah, it'll be amazing. That's like that's a centerpiece.
Right.
Okay. Mine, even though I just said I don't really love all the super ultra modern day products, what I do love are my New York Knicks, especially Jalen Brunson. I really do think Brunson is going to be our point guard for the next decade, and hopefully within that decade, we're talking rings. We're talking championships.
Okay.
So
put it out there.
2022-23 Prism basketball is Jalen Brunson's first Knicks Prism card. I'm not talking Prism Monopoly. I'm not talking optic, not select, Prism. You know,
Yes.
we all know Prism. So it's his first Prism in a Knicks uniform, and I would really love to find the true gold out of 10 or the black 101.
Wow.
That would be the grail. The 2022-23 Panini Prism, Jalen Brunson in his Knicks uniform, the true black 1 of 1. Holding on to that card would just make rooting for the Knicks and rooting for Brunson that much more special. Who knows if it's even been pulled? I have not checked the pop reports, but either the true gold or the black would definitely be a grail for me of Jalen Brunson. How am I going to get it? I have no idea what that might even sell for, but I think I've got enough non-soccer stuff that I could at least do a little bit of a partial trade to get it.
Okay. And you also freed up like $650 of cash as part of this whole national plan when you sold the Allen Iverson sneaker spotlight auto. So
Tis true.
not only do you have some card ammunition, you have some cash also. And what a great memorialization of not that this, I know Cousin Oz was recently talking about how Knicks fans are acting like they won the championship for making it out of the first round in the Cousins Collectibles podcast. But when you haven't had a lot of success, you do need to celebrate some of the smaller victories. I mean, when we were going up against the Cavs in the first round, I thought we were underdogs, honestly. I mean, I know we ended up winning in 5 games, but going into that series, they were looking good. So, for us to make it past that round, give the Heat, some trouble at least, lock horns with them. And Jalen Brunson coming in and a lot of people saying he was overpaid, but then showing that he's actually worth more than that. Underpaid, teaming up with his dad, Rick Brunson Sr., as an assistant coach. I mean, that card that you're trying to get is just a great way to remember this cool season and you going to a home playoff game at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, Brunson may have been underpaid, but for his black prism, I'm willing to overpay.
Put that in the headlines.
Boom.
Nice. Okay. So you mentioned gold, and I'm looking for a little gold of my guy, Larry Bird. Now, it's going to be a card that you're not crazy about, but the gold kaboom. Okay. Now, Larry Bird only has 2 years of kaboom. He has the 2014 Panini Excalibur, which a PSA 10, the person who listed it says it was a pop 2. And that sold for $2,100 last August. So that's a long time ago. There are not very many Excaliburs that pop up. Those are the horizontal ones. If you're different kaboom sets. So they just came out with a 2022-23 kaboom of Larry Bird. It's in Crown Royale. So it's this most recent year. The gold, of course, of the kabooms numbered out of 10. And that one sold for $3,650 a month ago. So I have a lot of Bird ammunition. I'm thinking that somebody who has the gold kaboom of Larry Bird is probably a Larry Bird collector, or at least they see a value in Bird. That's why they invested this money. Even if they're trying to flip it, they believe Larry Bird is a good play financially. So I have a couple flawless Bird autos, an exquisite auto patches, which has the little patch window in the auto. So I have some trade bait to try to move up in the Larry Bird sphere. And I think like a PSA 10 regular kaboom or a gold kaboom out of 10 would be something that I would go after.
Got it. So you want to trade a handful of seagulls for, let's say, a bald eagle.
Yes.
If we're talking birds. I did go to the Museum of
Nice.
a few days ago, so okay. I saw all these cool exotic birds, so that's what I was thinking.
Got it. Yes, I'm trying to go a little bit more regal on the Bird scale.
Tough because there's only 10 of the kabooms, obviously.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so nothing specific for me next, but you talked about Knicks on-card autographs. I love Knicks chunky patches. Got to be 3 colors. I need the blue, the orange, and I guess 2 colors is okay. But
By the way, are you bringing that Patrick Ewing 1-of-1
no,
patch that we talked about? No, that's in the PC.
right. There's just no chance of that moving. So why would I bring it? But that one,
Got it.
so the Patrick Ewing 101 patch with part of the Knicks logo. I have my Walt Frazier Bernard King dual patch auto. Something
Yep.
in that realm. Knicks legends, really nice, chunky, game worn patches. I am always looking for because one day when my wife grants permission for me to have a card room somewhere, I've always had this plan where I want all my Knicks chunky patches displayed nicely to look at. So anything I could find there. And the nice thing is, Knicks patches, unless we're talking like Patrick Ewing flawless, for the most part, pretty reasonably affordable. So I will definitely be on the hunt for some really chunky Knicks patches.
And will you do like, does it have to be a superstar Nick, or will you do like maybe somebody a little bit more obscure? Does it matter?
I would like to find someone like Larry Johnson, who I was a big fan of. Maybe Latrell Sprewell would be cool because 8's my favorite number. Sprewell was like my early Knicks days. Someone like when Tracy McGrady was on the Knicks, that doesn't quite hit the same. But if it's chunky and it's game worn and it's a nice set, I may just have to.
Yeah, that's sweet. That's a good idea. I also am going for game used patches for my next national wish list item. But I'm dialed in the way you're dialed in specifically to Knicks players. I'm looking for, if you're watching on the YouTube channel, the full letter or part of the letter patches. So like anything multicolor is cool, but then when you get to a piece of the letter, like with this KD that I'm showing on the screen, or this DeMar DeRozan, where you can see the R, the Kevin Durant, I'm not quite sure what letter it is, but I mean, you can really make out that it's clearly a letter. And then the Magic Johnson flawless that I've talked about a few times with the S game used piece of the jersey, because it makes you feel that much closer to the game, and it just separates the card into its own category, no matter what it's numbered out of. It's just the cool factor that is one of our, to reference another episode, our Mount Rushmore of qualities we look for in a card. That wow factor of initially seeing it, like, damn, that was part of the letter on this guy's jersey, just puts it into a different stratosphere, at least for me. And so I'd be looking for anybody who I like as a player and that type of game used patch of them.
Very nice. We're definitely a chunky patch type of podcast. So hey, maybe obviously I'll see you on the show floor, but at some point we'll meet up and we'll have a little a patch discussion.
Okay.
We'll see whose pickups were chunkier. How about that?
And if I can't find you in person, I'll just patch you in on the cell phone.
That's why you're the best in the biz. Okay. I would like to add to my vintage collection a little bit. So I don't have a specific card I'm looking for. At first, I was thinking 1952 Topps Jackie Robinson with a nice bright dark red background, but I might be a little priced out of that. I used to own a 1954 Topps Jackie Robinson in a PSA 1, and it was just a nice looking one. So I would like to add to my vintage collection by picking up either a low grade but good eye appeal, either Jackie Robinson or Bill Russell. Athletes who have a lot of cultural significance beyond just their sport. Doesn't have to be too crazy. I am looking at 1954 Jackie Robinson PSA 1s, and they could be had for under 300. So hopefully something like that, something to add to my vintage collection. Doesn't have to break the bank, but something that, again, an athlete like Bill Russell, like Jackie Robinson, who has a lot of cultural significance, the type of card that is recognizable and will, retain its value over time.
And those would sit greatly with your Michael Jordan 1986 Fleer iconic rookie in a PSA 8. And then you have your Hemet's Muhammad Ali rookie that you recently got. So you'd really, you could argue that's the Mount Rushmore of, significant, not only accomplishments in the athletic arena, but combined with significance off the playing field. You could argue that Jordan, Ali, Jackie Robinson, and Bill Russell would be the four. They have a strong conversation for all being on that Mount Rushmore of on and off the field accomplishments.
Yeah, when I build the collection, when I share that collection with my future kids, I want to be able to like tell the history of sports. No knock on Mickey Mantle, but I'm not a Yankees fan. There's no connection between me and Mickey Mantle. So even an iconic card like a 1952 Topps Mantle, it just doesn't do it for me because I don't feel that connection. So I want to
Yeah.
pick up the type of vintage cards that have a little bit more meaning to me personally and still hold significance in the hobby, just like you said, right?
Yeah.
Iconic, recognizable cards.
Yeah. And that's one thing too, is like taking an honest inventory of how you're feeling about your own cards and the cards that you could potentially get. Like before National, like sitting, I guess it sounds corny, but sitting down with yourself and like taking a feeling inventory is something that my therapist has always told me to do. Like check in with yourself. And then, but also you could do the same thing with any number of different categories. Like, for example, one of those being cards. And it was funny because I was going through, like I mentioned, I just moved from Oregon to South Carolina. And along the way, I picked up my mom. She lives in Colorado Springs. She had a bunch of stuff from my childhood, like schoolwork, art projects, all that kind of stuff. So I had to pick up all those boxes, transport them to my new place. And I'm looking through all my stuff to try to throw it out so I don't have to keep all of it in my new apartment. And some of the stuff I kept, and a couple of those things, one was a Tiger Woods project that I did in like third, fourth grade. And another one, I had cut out a face hole basically for you to like hold up a paper, put your face in it, like how
Classic.
you do at whatever tourist attraction you might be going to, like with the wooden, and you put your face on the top and you look like Superman. And the art project I did was Michael Jordan. And so it had like him in a Bulls jersey, and it had like, the North Carolina jersey on the side, Laney High School, the Bulls, the Wizards. And so something that interested you and like made you want to do a project on this person as a kid, of course, Jackie Robinson, Bill Russell, and those guys, Muhammad Ali, also fall into that category. Guys you could do book reports on
Yeah, I like
is
that.
like something to consider, just because that's on the top of my mind from just going through all this stuff like yesterday.
I like that. So I don't really have anything else, but I think that's good because I don't want to stretch myself too thin. At least
Yeah.
that gives me a guide in my head. I swear to God, all 5 cards I mentioned, I'm already in my collection.
Wow.
Like I've told myself that I'm coming home with them, but even if I can get a couple of them, because obviously some are more challenging than others. I haven't. There's no Messi's available right now on eBay or online anywhere. So I don't know if that I'm gonna be able to find. Justin Bieber autograph, I probably will be able to find. But still going to go in with an open mind, right? You walk around. I was looking at the show layout, by the way. I am underestimating how large the National is. Even though I went last year, there are a lot of freaking tables there. So try to catch every single one. If I see some birds, obviously I'll holler at you. And now you know what I'm looking for. Or anyone who listens knows what we're looking for. So that certainly helps. So I extend it back to the audience that if there's something you're looking for and you're not going to National, let us know. Maybe we could lay it up for you in the assist.
Oh yeah. I already had one of my buddies, Jack B. Nimble cards. He's trying to complete the Evan McPherson rainbow.
Cool.
And the Bengals kicker who had the legendary confidence, I guess we're going to the Super Bowl when he was going to kick the game winner. And they almost won the Super Bowl, but he's like only a couple away. I think he needs like the out of 5 and one of the one of ones also.
Nice.
So yeah, I'll definitely be willing to be on the lookout for those. I'm also looking for real quick, just any JJ Redick autographs, especially on card. But I'm trying to get an auto of him on every team that he played on, which was 6 different teams. And right now, I think I have 3 different teams that he played on. So that'd be cool. That'd be another cheap one. And we even had viewers and listeners of the show at one point send me in gold parallel out of 10 optic and another contenders out of 25. And somebody also sent me a Duke autograph. So just a shout out to the card community for being so friendly with that kind of thing. And then the last one I'm looking for is a Larry Bird 1981 Topps. That's his solo rookie card, but on card auto and authenticated. So I think, listening to a lot of people who are on the hunt for these, like, rookie cards of the old timers that were autographed to set them apart with the pop wise. And, this is that guy's only rookie card, which is something that's a foreign concept for us, because now we have like 1,000 rookie cards of the modern guys. So I think those would be cool too.
Have to shout out again, Friday night of National. The Friday night, 6 p.m., Crown Plaza, Wolfpack, Trade Night, Hobby Hangout. Called the Trade Night technically, but just if you're friends with any of us or you just hear about it, just come on to the Hangout and do just that. Let's just hang. We just want to hang with like-minded people in the hobby. Open bar, good vibes. The vibes are free, I was told. So there's that.
Yeah. Like-minded and even not like-minded.
Sorry, cash bar, not an open bar. I don't want to get the wrong idea.
Cash bar. Yes.
Let's have a good time.
Yeah, that'd be great.
To the Crown Plaza, 6 p.m. on Friday, July 28th.
And it goes until 9. So if you're hanging out at another location, with or without the hobby, you're having dinner, you want to come a little later, 6 o'clock to 9, and we'll have the Wolfpack there, and we'll all be together for the first time in person, which would be a lot of fun. So I'm really, really excited for all this to happen, and it's only a week away. It seems like surreal. It probably feels like when the end of school is a week away, and it feels like it's close, but you don't know. Like it's still not official yet.
It's like the anticipation is almost as good of a feeling as being there because you're just so excited. But wow, it's coming up, and looking forward to meeting as many people as possible, yourself included. And that's it. Yeah. Think about, if you're listening and you're going to the National, think about what you want to pick up. Just put it out there. Think about how you might be able to acquire said card.
Yeah. And I'm planning on being there from Wednesday. I'm getting in Wednesday morning, meeting Ken at the airport. We're going to the hotel room, and then I'm not leaving until Monday night. But you're only going for what, 2 days?
That's it. Thursday, Friday.
So how are you planning to cover all this ground? I mean, do you have, you're really going to, I know you're a New Yorker.
I love when people say that.
I'm not underestimating you. I'm just saying it's a huge space. Are you confident you're going to be able to, you're going to try to hit every table, or at least see what they have?
100%. Tell me I'm being naive and getting ahead of myself. I have been training for this for the last decade, living in New York City without a car. I walk obnoxiously fast, and you best believe I'm hitting every single table.
Okay.
That's it.
What can you get up to on the treadmill walking speed? Like 4 or 5 miles an hour?
Oh,
that's a fast walk.
That is a great question. I feel like when I go on the incline treadmill, we're really getting off topic here. When I do incline treadmill walks, I think I'm walking at like 3.5. That sounds about right.
So that means your regular is probably 4.5.
I don't know. But obviously going to dedicate a lot of time to conversation as well, meeting people. That's what I'm most excited about. That and the cards. And oh my God, it's less than 2 weeks away. So get your beauty rest. And this will be dropping Tuesday, and we got one more recording until the big dance.
Yes. Well, so we'll drop this Wednesday.
Yes.
Wednesday morning. And by that time, it'll be basically 1 week from the National, from the big show. So yeah, definitely would love to meet whoever, if you listen to this show or watch the show, or if not, and just that anything would be great. I think we're both really excited about whatever conversations could happen, whatever people we could meet. If you have cards, great, and that becomes part of the conversation. If not, still great, as well. So it's just the hobby New Year, the hobby Christmas. I don't think we can go wrong.
Catch you in a little bit.
All right, bro.
Peace.